Okay. All right. Solu.
Okay. Um,
So can I ask you a simple question? Forget about the CV you presented, and I just wanted to understand that it's imperative you let us know that any initiative or carried in terms of data governance and data quality.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. Um, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here with you because it's quite interesting to talk about data. I'll first of all start by talking about my previous while working my previous role. Um, Getting into the role, I was told I was entering into a brown field, but fortunately for me, it was actually a green field because I noticed when I first of all carried out my thorough data analyst check, I saw a lot of discrepancies, inconsistency with the data, a lot of data errors and redundancy as a result of improper data standardization, lack of data monitoring, and in lack of data profiling, and even systems to ensure that quality data quality is in check. In response to this, I led a data governance initiative along with my colleagues, which consists of a cross-functional team, to improve data quality in customer relationship management systems. First, I had to do what I call the data profiling because I identified that as one of the issues that was that was causing these missing gaps in my organization, my previous organization. So I had to do data profiling, ensure that every gaps is identified and updated with relevant records, remove any form of omission and update any form of um of duplications. What I did was just a thorough cleansing of my data and ensure that the valuable data I needed was what was available for everyone to use. And after that, I set up lots of data quality rules and checks to ensure that at the point of data entry, we are getting access to valuable data, that is being monitored to ensure that it's high quality. And also, one major important thing that I did was to ensure data protection. This I did through ensuring setting up rules and regulations in line with the company's regulations to ensure that data is being private. Our clients' data is only giving access to authorized personnel and ensure that not anyhow persons have access to the data. So another thing was also to ensure that authorization techniques is being in place, like the use of captcha or the use of authorization checks and codes to ensure only authorized access to our data. So by ensuring data privacy and security, our clients had more confidence in us and our ability for us to meet their need. As a result of all this initiative I put in place to improve our data quality checks, at the end of the first quarter, we had remarkable client customer retention and improved customer insight, which was able to make informed and strategic business decision that scaled our business goals and helped us meet our business objectives. More so, we had accurate data reporting, high quality data checks, which drastically reduced errors in the first 6 months, such that we had minimal data errors, the barest minimum, or not even at all. So this really improved our businesses and ensured that we were able to work as a team and grow tremendously, both in achieving our business objective and also making strategic business decisions that improve our client needs and retention. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really, really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Omo, how did you find that?
It was okay. She tried very well.
Hmm.
Looking at the points she gave, So she tried very well. I'll clap for her.
I'm also clapping here right now. Even roommate clap for you as well. I know roommate clap for you.
Yes.
Okay. But that is absolutely wonderful. Okay. So roommate, are you gonna try?
All right, let me give it a try, sir.
Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. Really try.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Can I start now, sir?
Yeah, maybe you want me to prompt you by asking you a question. Okay. You know
Okay.
what? You know Roommate, I've seen a lot of CV, and one thing I believe is that CV carry a lot of weight. We don't know whether people actually really carry out those things properly. Forget about your CV. Can you just tell me any data quality and any data governance initiative you carried out?
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Mm.
I would like to begin by appreciating you for giving me the opportunity to present myself before you. I will start by saying that in my previous job, I led the data governance initiative in my previous job, and I used the customer relation management system tools to work in my previous job, and that had been of help to me. So, where we had issues on the job, I was introduced to the job and I was told it's a green field. But looking into it properly, I found out it's a brown field. So the first thing I did was to do my profiling. I had to do thorough profiling to see how to get the discrepancies on the data system done. So I did analyzed the system to sort out and identify the gray areas in the brown fields. By so doing, I pointed out at the deficiencies in the system, identify the gray areas like the the discrepancies, the errors in data tabulation and the quality of it and the protection of the data in their system there. So having done that, I now work with my team of data management, my data management team, where we now identify the errors and implemented the proper standard we put in place, the details and cross our T's and dot the I's by putting the data standardization in place, making protection of the data in place, and we redefine the system, the data, the package there, and having done that, within 6 months, we were able to get a good result that make our customers to make profits. There was a turnaround profit in their system because we were able to secure their system for them. We made a standard privatization of the system for them as well. So after 6 months of our working with them, they were very satisfied with our work, and they made profits of over £2 million in that period.
Good as well. I clap for you as well. Roommate, you've done well.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you. Both of you have done something well. Any other person here going to do anything? Nobody, have you got time? You're not busy. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Do this thing every day and every time. You will understand what you're doing is more or less what you have always been taught. Okay? Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me tell you area that you need to improve on, where it doesn't really matter what it's not limited to what I say, but normally when you make mention of in your previous job or your real job, or it was a brownfield, but it looks like a greenfield.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have thanked the interview already. Yeah, you now led a data governance initiative. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now because you have carried out what is called assessment, okay, that initiative will now come with a lot of identification of gaps. And those shortfall, you can only get the root cause through the thorough data analysis. Okay? And always remember to use this word, that you work closely with cross-functional teams. Of course, who are the teams? The teams could be stewards, it could be data owners as well. Okay, and then to do what? To establish data quality rules. Always talk about rules, policies, and implement data validation checks. So if you are doing initiative, always remember that there are going to be policy, there are going to be rules. Why rules? Rules and regulation is talking about compliance in terms of data privacy. Okay?
Yes,
And
sir.
also, you're talking about policies. Policy is very important for standards. Standards and the indicators in which you may have, you use to measure your performance of your initiative. And also, that way, that has been drawn as a result of the expectation
Hey,
of
what happened?
best practice. Okay? It's very
Yes,
important.
sir.
And really thank God that you're able to measure the result and then the profit, the value of the data that you have improved the quality, of course, which is very, very important. I just thank you and Olu able to come out with that. Okay, thank you so much for that. I know I just want to show you something because of time.
Yeah, we've seen you. Good. We've seen this.
Okay. So, one of these. Okay. What I'm going to show you now is something that will always help you. It's supposed to be second.
How are you, sir? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I just took your key. Yeah?
Oh, okay. I was
Okay, can you see what is here? Can you see what I'm sharing, everyone?
Yes.
Good. And please pay attention. Pay attention on this. Okay. What you're seeing here now is data quality practice. This is practice. It's about practical. And the reason why I'm spending much of my time on data quality practice for you is because some of you here want to become a guru in data analysis. So if you want to become a data analyst, before you even talk about the data in using Power BI, you need to have a roadmap of what you're going to do. Okay? Though I'm teaching data governance, everything I'm putting together is so that you will not miss it as a data analyst. Whether you are employed as a data governance manager or a data analyst, you get to know this, because a data analyst can give you what they want to give to you as a data manager, but you will not, if you don't know what the person have done, then you are in problem. So what can you see here right now?
Data quality practice assessment and project planning tool.
Okay, you have to carry out an assessment and plan and then have a tool in making sure the data quality is ensured. Okay. Now, you see, this tool helps you to do what?
Evaluate.
Evaluate.
Yeah.
Are you all seeing this?
Yes.
Do you know the meaning of evaluate?
To assess.
Yeah, to assess. Any other person?
Evaluate is to assess to
Roommate, do you want to phone a friend?
to do an overview, thorough.
Okay, now let me just quickly do something here. You see this word E before V. If you remove the E, what would you say here?
Evaluate.
Okay. If you remove the TE, what would you see?
Value.
Value.
Is more or less value. Okay. But the thing is that evaluate means weigh the value of. To weigh the value of is more or less called assessing, looking whether what has been done is right. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we're talking about value, evaluate here, it's talking about looking the current situation with respect to the value of data. Anytime you carry evaluation, it's always at the end of every process, every program. You don't evaluate in the beginning. You always evaluate at the end. So for a process to take place, there must be program and procedure. Those procedures at each stages need to be monitored properly in order to ensure that it is in compliance with the best practice to ensure value. In case of data need to be well monitored and validated, monitored, and make sure there is alert if there are problems.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So now to check these things, because if it does not meet all the standard of value that's expected, what will happen? You have to do evaluation because that whether what you have put in place has been followed. Number one, whether policy has been followed. Number two, whether procedure has been followed. Number three, whether standards have been followed. Number four, all these things. So if you don't put things in place to create, in order to ensure the purpose of your program, then there's going to be problems. So then that's why you're going to see evaluation taking place. Evaluation taking because as a result of standard procedure, standard, operating procedure that was not in compliance with best practice. So that becomes a management practice. There's a gap because the procedure has got problem. And that's what you have come to do as a data analyst or data governance manager. So when you carry out, the purpose of it is to help evaluate current and have a target what? Capabilities of your data quality practice and relate what?
Sub-practices.
Are related
Sub-practices.
in what?
In
conjunction
conjunction
with
With
the
who?
accompanying build
your
data quality program.
You see this program as a blueprint. What I'm giving to you now is a course of itself. This particular one is a course. That's why I say don't joke with it at all. And if you are employed in any company, as soon as you are employed, I can give you these documents to work on. Use it to assess the current situation of your company. You have to speak like an expert. Okay? This Robosaka Data Academy. That's what we are now here. Okay? Now, what do you do? This is instruction. Complete the assessment on tab 2, which is going to be 2 here. Okay? For each assessment area, indicate current capabilities and your targets. This is normally the third assignment I give anyway. So to assess data quality maturity, the Academy uses this capability maturity model integration, CMMI. This is capability maturity model integration program for rating capabilities on scale of 1 to 5. Now this one become indicators. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you come to a company, you discover that there's a poor quality, and there's their quality, their data quality is poor. It's poor because you have to carry out an assessment. This is the initial assessment you're going to carry out. And you begin to go through, you begin to develop policies, develop standards, develop things to make sure they adhere to why the data the data quality has to improve. Then you now have to define concept, not excluding the stewards, who are the people in charge, who are the data owners, who are the different stewards. You're going to define them in line with, the policies and the process of the program as well. So you need to learn when you have a rating of file, you say where it's managed and measurable. That means anything that cannot be measured cannot be managed. Okay? Then of course, 5 is optimized. At this point, you should be giving yourself bravo. You should know that things are working fine. Errors free or reduced to barest minimum. The value of the marginal profit, profit has been created from the value of the quality of data you have. So now, in practice, now this is called practical. In practice now, you have brought the indicators here. So now, when you came in, you discover that in what should I do here? Okay, let me move this a little bit up. Okay, I'm gonna take it down. First of all, you discover that in the program or existing with the brown feed, if it is brown feed, in this scenario, brown feed, you discover that the program, that existing program has, you need to carry an assessment with respect to whether the existing program has ever met the business needs. What are the business needs? First of all, business, does it understand the value of data quality and actively participates in or champion data quality initiative? What does that simply mean? It means that the company doesn't really understand the value of data, and the quality of data himself doesn't really understand it. Because if If it does, then definitely we say yes, they're going to be optimized, which is 5 years. But as you begin to progress, you need to ask yourself, if it does, why are we having data quality vision that is not in line with what's expected of the program meeting business needs? You ask yourself this question. For what you have seen, you discover that data quality vision is it fully aligned to corporate vision, mission, and strategies, long-term program, long-term plan with respect to business needs. The business needs in terms of case is that the company have enshrined in their system that every quality of data must be highly optimized, which is 5. But you can see that they have their corporate vision, mission, and strategy might not meet up the business needs, the goals. So on that basis, to get it done in the vision, it must also be enshrined in the corporate vision and mission, where you have put in your corporate mission, and there must be mission to accomplish the vision, and that mission requires long-term goal. So what you could see is that this does not meet the expectation of data quality with respect to business needs. So on getting there, it's okay. If you want to rate it, it's just developing. And that's why, of course, that's why they employ you now. And you may have to assess it by say 2. So how can this meet up with this? On that basis, you say in 1 year, you're going to make sure that meets this by 4. And when you talk about 4, you can manage it and also measure it. So you can have 3-year target. Don't be scared. This is very simple, very, very simple, because you're going to do the practice. So when you were talking about the data initiative you have carried out, there are things that you have seen beyond that during your assessment and after gaining access to the system. So, and those things, first of all, they are not in line with your expectation in terms of optimization. All right, can we just look at data quality outcomes? Does it meet business expectations? Okay, Olubumi, when you were giving your presentation the other time,
Okay.
what can you say in your presentation before you carry out the initiative? Does the data quality outcomes, did it meet the expectation of business need before?
No.
Okay, after your presentation, you now came out with a result, isn't it?
Yes.
And how you say errors will reduce to what? Maybe 30% within 6 months, and then customer insight into reality and more accurate reporting for what? Strategic what?
Business making decision.
Strategic what?
Business decision making.
Decision making. You see what you're talking about now? Business needs. The needs of business with respect to the quality is to have a good reporting expectation that warrant strategic decision, business decision, strategic decision making. So this is how you do. So before you're going to prepare a case before the stakeholders, and the stakeholder expect you to make sure you have the deals with figures. This figure will be plotted later, because as a data analyst, you're going to be seeing this. This is a roadmap. This is a roadmap to ensure everything has to meet business needs, when you will start and when you will finish it, and duration of days that you will do to make sure all of them have to meet up with your targets. Okay? And you also need to visualize this roadmap. You also need to visualize this roadmap in different ways. okay? And when you visualize it in a different way, you discover that you accomplish a great deal of what you need to do, okay? You're definitely going to have a very good roadmap towards how to achieve what you need to achieve. Do you understand that?
If I want to understand you clearly, yeah? So you're saying that once you get a job as a data analyst, yeah, this is the first thing you're supposed to do.
You carry out an assessment.
Assessment. Now, the template for carrying out the assessment, is it you as data analyst that will provide, Abi, you are going to follow the company's
Well, if the
template?
company has, you follow.
Okay.
But if they don't have, you need to tell them who you really are. And I'm ready to give you anything you want to.
Okay, now, asking the question of data quality outcomes and business, you are just entering the company. How are you going to get answers to this question if that's the first day of you being a part of the company?
I'm training you now to be somebody who has been working for 5 years minimum. That's why this training is quite different.
Exactly. You are being trained now because ordinarily you should have this knowledge before you get that position. So exactly once you go in and with the training, you know exactly what to do.
Olubumi, you know you brought somebody. You brought somebody before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The person seems not to receive this tough training. She spoke with me. And she's even bringing another person, still the same. The thing is that if you are really trained to the core, when you go there, you talk with boldness. Now today, you were able to do that presentation. And to be quite honest, I gave you last week I gave you 90%. Somebody gave you 95, but I gave you 98. Okay, today. Now, as you begin to improve yourself, many people who are trained, they can't even speak like you. They cannot. You ask them a question, they will be blah, they don't even understand what they're talking about. So what you have presented now is what I'm giving to you in reality in terms of practical, so that when you are talking, you relate to, data quality outcomes I saw there never meet business needs. So what did I do? Why didn't meet business needs? You're talking about inconsistency, talking about inaccurate, you're talking about duplications. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when you have finished, you're setting a target within a short space of within 6 months, you have established that. And because there's a threshold of roadmap that you prepare, this roadmap that you have prepared, look at it, for example, okay, data quality, different businesses, let me look at data quality vision, so. Okay, address the need for business unit at what? At a time, okay? Then we, in this place, implement a data quality plan to improve data quality capability, okay? Now you will start it with maybe February 2000, anywhere you want to start the year you are employed. And then you say by June, so you have achieved your target. How many days? 131 days. Then you can assign it to any stewards. You see now? This is a roadmap.
Yes.
This is a roadmap. So there's another assignment you're going to do. You're going to be CRM system, customer based, a domain that you will do. And then on that basis, you will be able to know how to identify critical issues, and also how to address them, how to assign them when you log them in, who is the data owner, who is the steward, and the rating of data in terms of dimension. Is it high or low, critical, or what are the quality problems? Is it inconsistency, accurate, or there are a lot that you need to deal with on that basis. Then you now say on what platform, the tools you use, that is one of the assignments.
Take care.
Hello?
So in all of these, the previous page, so we were when as a on this page as a trained your data manager or analyst, you just use your own initiative to tabularize what you want, the current state, your target period, or Hausa. Like here now, we have business understands the value of data quality and activity participates in or champions data quality initiative. 5%. How did we arrive at that 5? That's what I'm
It's
missing.
an indicator right from here.
If you look exactly.
Okay.
That's what I started with. In page 1, I define everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sure.
I define all of them for you. And in page 2, I brought the practice components, more or less data governance components. Here
Okay.
we have business. This is the meeting business need. It's very important because without this, why are they employing you? Because data are not meeting business needs. That's why they employ you, to make sure you improve the quality of data. Okay? Okay, here another one, data governance. In this one, we're talking about the governance program coordinates data quality activities across the enterprise. There's no proper coordination. So what problem do you think this one will be if there's no coordination?
Okay.
1.
What do you think? No, I'm not talking about the current state now, because here there's even a favor by putting 1. That means it hasn't.
Okay, it will be 0 if they don't have at all.
You understand? So on this basis now, if there's no coordination of program, data governance program, and they are now employ you to say, oh, we have a brown feed. What do you think this one is? It's a green feed, because if there's no coordination, nothing is happening properly. That is why when they are interviewing you and they ask you a simple question, and then they ask you, okay, well, what question have you got for us? You ask them, you just tell them, so what's your capability? When you're talking about capability, you're telling them the kind of people they have there, in terms, especially in terms of human capital, who can add value in terms of skills and experience and competency. So if they don't have, and they say, oh, okay, we have somebody within there, but we want, as we expand, we need people with experience to handle it, telling you that there's no proper thing in place. You are coming, they tell you it's a brownfield, it's not a brownfield, it's a greenfield. Because as a matter of fact, if here is 1, you should know that there's a problem. It hasn't even started. So what do you think? They were talking about coordination. Who coordinates data quality? Who coordinates? Okay, who coordinates data governance?
Okay.
Program. Who do you think who coordinates this?
I think it's everybody in the organization.
Yeah, who is the main person?
The steward.
Data governance manager. And
Yes.
And then if now you want to coordinate data quality, what about data quality activities? Who are the main 2 people in this?
The data manager and the steward.
Data governance manager
and the steward.
What kind of steward? What kind of steward we're talking about? Because almost all the stewards will be working on this.
The data quality steward.
Oh, Olu, phone a friend. Olu.
I think data quality steward.
We know that when you say we need data quality, we know who is the steward now. What is the data analyst?
Okay, data analyst.
You understand? Data analyst, very, very important. Data engineers are too very important in this one. Very, very important. When you talk about quality, it's very important. Okay. Now, there is one. That means there's a problem. So they need more data analysts who will be taking care of data analytics. Okay. Then, for example, data owners are defined, and they are what? Accountable for data quality in their respective data domains. Right? And here is one. What is the problem? What do you think is the problem?
Data owners are
they don't have any.
What do you mean by they don't have any?
The data owners, and there's no data to be owned there. That's why they have 1. They don't have data.
No.
Thank you.
No, you look at it now. He's talking about data owners are defined and they are accountable for data quality in their respective domains. Is 1. There is data, a data domain. But this is just a statement. But you are the one who need to know whether this statement is 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have 1, that means this thing there's a problem in this statement. So there are data domains, there are data available, but the problem here, the data owners are not defined.
Okay.
So that means there could be people working there, but they don't want to own the data. They don't want to be the data owner. That is one of the problems you always going to be facing as soon as you start your data governance program. They ask you, so what are the things that you challenges you have faced before during you tell them it's very difficult to identify data owners. And in most cases, they don't want to own data. The reason why is that they say, what is it in it for me? You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So what do you do on that in that case? So what you will do in that case is to carry out a lot of what? A workshop, have a meeting with them, have awareness, create awareness. And when you create awareness, you begin to let them know the value of data, why data it need to be treated as a valuable asset, and why they should own data, the importance of it, of data governance. You're going to create and make sure, most cases is every department or a head will be data owner with that, but they're still going to have stewards within. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there is always there are ways to mitigate against when there is no data owner well defined, and nobody wants to account for data quality in every department. Don't forget, when you're carrying out your initiative, after your thorough data analysis in terms of assessment, you will work closely with cross-functional team. That vis-a-vis, you're talking about the head of department and probably HRO, the head of HRO, the head of finance, head of maintenance, and all those things, for them to understand why it should be data steward. There should be data, they should be data owners of their domain that they are looking after. So it's very important. And is that clear?
Yes.
We are getting along, sir.
Yes, we're getting them.
Please, this is very important. You must know this. Data owner is always a problem. They ask you, and what are the challenges you meet? So, I find it difficult to, in most cases, people don't want to own data. And I was able to identify them. How did you created? I mean, you have to create awareness by, communicating with them, have a workshop, have meetings with them, presentation, and they become more interested. And of course, they buy into your program. Okay? If you go to number, this is the governance aspect of it anyway, because you have the data governance, this is what you're going to be doing. So, you're talking about data stewards are defined and they are trained to resolve data issues. 2. But if it is 2, is what?
Developing.
Developing. So what do you do? What do you do? You define more of them. And what do you do?
Train them.
Train them. More
Organize
training.
workshops.
More training. You see that?
Yeah.
When you come to the company, you discover that some of the stewards are not well trained. And everybody, you can also recommend for the company to employ data analysts or data engineers or data visualization officer or whoever that need to be trained. You can be recommended right from each of the departments. You can recommend that each of the departments should bring two people for them to be trained as stewards within their domain to take care to be stewards of their domain. Do you understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So these are the governance aspects of it. Talk boldly as if you have carried out this. You say, when you came, you saw that, some stewards are not well defined and they don't have training. So the current state when in your indicators, the standard you said is 1 to 5, your current state, you give them 2. but to improve it within a space of 1 year to 3 by target, this is what you do. You carry a lot of training, send them for more training, workshops, and whatever. Do you understand? And then within the space of 3 years, your target is about 4. So that what is the result of that training, the impact of the training of these stewards in your data quality. So you now have to resort to minimal errors and proper customer insight, helping us to know how to have a good decision. Always talking about strategic decisions in any of this answer. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We're also going to talk about policy, procedures, and standards. Okay. Formal data quality principles in place and actively referred to. 1. If it is 1, what's happening here?
It's not
That means
proper.
initial, they're still at the initial stage.
That's the initial stage. That's very good. So initial stage, what does it really mean?
There's nothing formal on ground.
Nothing formal on ground. I like nothing formal. So what will you do?
You set target to improve it, to develop it and define it.
Okay. What are you defining here? Quality principles.
The data quality.
I think data initiatives. Is it?
Good. And something that you can refer to those principles that you can. What is the meaning of principles?
Rules and regulations.
Guidelines that guide us into anything you are doing, initiative. You see that? So because if it is 1, then you need to either prepare it or develop the existing, if there is at all, to meet up with the standard of your program. And when they be referred to it, it becomes a best practice in order to meet up your target 1 year, 3, or even invariably more than 3 if you want to. That's very good. You guys are good. So what about data quality policies, standards, and guidelines are in place and understood thoroughly throughout the enterprise?
Data quality policies, standard and guidelines are in place and understood throughout the enterprise.
Yeah.
Does this have to do with data security and privacy?
I think they have it there, but it's not. It needs to be improved.
It's developing.
People there need to be trained as well. You have to.
Right?
Or maybe structures they should be put in place to monitor data, like those authorization, checks, all those or 2-key authorization, something like that, to ensure that only authorized people have access to the data.
Data quality policies.
What can you see here?
Policies.
Data policies.
Quality policies. So they have the program, but it is not well managed. So developing it, you need to train those on ground and teach them how to standardize their program, their existing data program they have on ground.
Yeah. More?
Well, yeah, but sometimes too, some of the quality policies and standards may be too ambiguous. Probably when you get into the company, they may be too ambiguous, difficult to understand. So you probably, for you to improve that quality, the quality of the policies themselves, you need to make the language quite easy to understand, so that everybody who comes in or any person you're training look at it and understand from the very beginning and the full impact of the policies, and they will implement it accordingly.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I like the contribution. You see, to here, it's like developing. Why is it developing? Is that there could be policy in place. with respect to data quality. There could be standard in place with respect to the quality, and guidelines probably has been established, okay, are in place, but it might not meet this, it might not meet up the expectation. Okay, so if you're developing, you need to develop it properly so that it will be well defined. And again, another aspect of it is that are in place and understood throughout the enterprise.
Yeah.
So that means it might be there or not there properly, but is it understood throughout the company? No, because that's why it's two. The understanding of it is still developing. So what do you do for understanding of it? If you want it to be understood by everyone in the company, what do you do?
You make the language simpler, and
You can even visualize
It-
itself or do a presentation.
No. It
That's
should
what I want to
be.
hear. You
It
do
should
more
be.
presentation, more awareness.
Awareness
Because
training.
understand, you see, yeah, people can,
training.
people can be together, but there's no togetherness. People can be in a company, can be reading something like this, they don't understand it. How would you see somebody who reads
But
something,
there's no
they will not
togetherness.
understand it.
That's
If somebody could just read just once, he will implement it because he understood it. But somebody may not have that understanding. So it is your duty, it is your responsibility to create that awareness. When you hear the word understand, it's telling you that some people are they are ignorant of it. So what do you do if there's ignorance?
awareness training.
Training,
Seminars.
knowledge.
Training and retraining.
So the answer to the question, why there's a problem, is inside the question itself. So you need a robust data quality policy, a standard to meet up with the best practice or in achieving the marginal value that expected, to ensure that the data has integrity. So also the guidelines, I need to, when talk about guidelines here, is very important. That's why you see the procedures. Procedures stem from guidelines. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Before I close, because whether almost eyes closing or he closing his eyes. Once I call him, we begin to manifest, we begin to say it. You have it in English. So what's my point? My point is that a business data glossary or equivalent is in place to ensure for what?
Consistency in data consistency
In
data definition and organization.
here is 2. So what is the problem?
Business data.
Yeah, here is 1. What is the problem?
The problem here is that the data are not well arranged, not easily arranged, not tabulated, not they are not. It's not standardized such that anybody who comes in, one information is here, one data is here, another data is in another place. Not all in one place. They are not really probably not even stored in one place. So that's why the current state there is 1. And for us to improve on this, we need to reorganize the data so that they are tabulated. If it is to put alphabets to them, you do it, and it should be so standardized that even if it is placed in different places, they are all tabulated. They are all following a sequence, same sequence, as you go in each of the locations where the data are.
Okay.
Or maybe the data collected is inconsistent.
Yeah. So what do you do if it is inconsistent? What do you do? So this issue
profile.
here,
Okay.
when there's inconsistent,
Consistency.
what do you think is this issue here? If it is inconsistent, what do you
Does it
think?
have to be with the people collecting the data?
No, I think the consistency is that the data, the system of collection,
Yes.
storage are not the same, or if, for example, the type of like words now in Microsoft, the standard, if they are using PDF, let it be PDF all through. If it is
Okay.
CSV, let it be CSV all through, so that it is easy for anybody who wants to have access to the data. They can just easily, have access to it. And that is to some extent the level of consistency.
Yeah, I think you are right, Olubo. You are right, Igor Anolu. In most cases, the problem here in terms of consistency is the issue of data entry.
Yeah.
Data entry and data processing. So if the data you are entering into the glossary are not in standard form, that is inconsistency.
True.
Like your date of birth. You just say, okay, let your date of birth be DD/MM/YYYY.
Yeah.
Instead of you to follow that format, you now enter another one, MM/DD/YYY or YYY/MM/DD. Those are inconsistent in standard in format, which of course they need to be standardized. So this issue is quality problem, data quality problem.
Yeah.
And what do you do in this place when there's inconsistency? What do you do in your initiative?
Your profile and edit.
Data standardization.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, well, you're going to do standardization before you standardize it. What do you do in that data with that data that is inconsistent?
Data
profile.
profiling.
Well, you already profile it now. You profile that, and that's
Data
what
cleansing.
you cleanse it. You cleanse it. You cleanse it. Always remember this word. You cleanse it. I think
but sometimes too, and it depends in what part of the world you are. If like a typical example you gave now, if it's in the UK where the date of birth, like month, days, month, and years. In the US, they tend to start with month, days, then years. So we don't get it confused, such that depending on wherever you're located, you must follow or you tend to follow the
is a standard, is a format.
The standards, yeah.
Yeah, but if it is US, the format is that, and then you now put UK on, that's inconsistency.
It's inconsistency, exactly.
Okay, so that's why on that basis you have to do cleansing. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you have one, that means that data, the consistency of data, there must be word definition, and so that the organization must know what is in the glossary. One is not good at all for data governance management, for data quality. One is not really good at all. So what is simply telling you there has never been strong glossary put in place. Okay? Okay, let's talk about this so that I can allow you people to go. Processing and techniques.
Sir?
Somebody disturbing you there?
No.
Processing and techniques are in place to effectively perform data analysis, profiling, and what?
Monitoring.
Is one. What's happening?
That means they are still in the initial phase of understanding how to perform data analysis and profiling and monitoring.
Good. So what do you think is the problem here?
Maybe they don't have any software.
That's good. To do what?
Software to make the processes of data easier.
Good. Because it's the software that we use to define, effectively perform analysis
Yes.
and profile the data and what. In fact,
Monitoring.
when you talk about monitoring, you can set up something to make sure if there's any problem,
Like alert or
that
something.
alert will come. You
So
see
and this
now?
also have to do with shortage of manpower, like human resource. Like maybe there's no staff.
Where, like you now, if they put you in a position here, you detect all these things, you will know what to do. You definitely know what to do.
So what will Olu do
That's good.
to improve the current state?
Yeah. What will you do? What will you do? You need
Introduce a software.
yeah, that we effectively carry out data analysis.
True.
We have what is called lineage or whatever. We also talking about the history of, when a data is collected, that data as you capture, you define the data, the source, where is it coming from? And what is that for? The what formats? Even if you have to integrate so many data from different sources and make them more unified, you also need to define them where they are coming from. All integration of data that you want to unify, we have relationship model. So if you want to even enrich it with another data in terms of demograph or whatever, in order to make it more useful, you also need to define them. All data must be analyzed properly. Do you know what is ELT or ETL?
Oh, you mentioned it before.
Yeah, I mentioned it before. So ETL, can somebody tell me the meaning of ETL here?
Entry.
You want to phone a friend? ETL means extract,
Load.
transform, and load.
Yeah, okay, yes. Extract, transform, and load, yeah.
When you're going to do Power BI, Olubumi, if you open your Power BI, you're going to see ETL there. That's why when you extract the data from the source, could be Excel or any database, it could be from cloud. You want to use them, you first transform those data. When you are transforming, what you are doing, you are processing those data to be more useful. And it goes a long way. If you don't want decimal in it, you can make it a whole number. And then you later visualize it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is where the process is taking place. To have profiling, you can provide the data and also monitor the same when set up a monitoring system if anytime data is coming in. Okay, let's talk about this one. Data quality reports are actively used throughout planning, solutioning, and what? Change management process. This is 2. So what is this one talking about?
Use throughout
Okay.
planning.
That means they use the high quality data to make informed decision.
That's correct. Planning. Planning.
Plan
The report.
to plan to
Actively used throughout. So this is 2. So what's happening then? It's developing. So they're not there yet. So on that basis, we need to have a well robust data quality reporting system that will help a lot to meet up, business planning, prefer solutions to existing problem, or maybe envisage problem, and change the management processes as well. So when we now moving from development, where define data quality reports, then you discover that you'll be able to move quickly from that level to within 3 years, probably depends on your target anyway, to how to manage and measure the impact of your report in terms of planning and solutions. Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. This is very important. And we have a lot to go on this. We have rules and organizational structure on this. This is another aspect of it. You need this in order because you're going to always put together. You're going to work closely with cross-functional teams. And then this is where the rules come from. The structure of the company, whether it meets business needs or well formalized and all those things, we're going to look at that. Any question? Don't forget we have a lot here. We also have this oversight. We have data quality, So then after that, we can move to data quality practice roadmap, how to solve those things, how to solve them. And you're going to be drawing a program, how you're going to meet it up to make sure, who is a planner here?
When sir, can we have access to these documents, these materials like this that you are teaching us with?
You are faster to reach this level. You guys are very lucky that I'm talking about this now. Honestly, you really, you are faster. That is why you see me coming with this one. In the recent, you're not supposed, because there are other ones you have to reach before getting this. You understand? So, but since you are saying you want to have access, did you just say access?
So that maybe we can just be working on it to get acquainted to the principle and understand it better.
So after setting your target and looking at what you did first, the current situation, whether it meets the business needs, okay, and whether the governance meet the same thing, whether the policy and procedures and standard they meet the same thing. These things are how you're going to visualize it. The first year is the green, the third year is the gold. Okay, current situation is this is how they are. So this becomes your roadmap. If you want to, you can easily visualize it. When you set the first one properly, you see the visualization going to come. You can have this complete roadmap visualized, and you present it to your stakeholder, especially chief executive. They look at you, they say, yeah, thank you. This is value for money. Your employment is value for money. So anyway, I will give you when you have an assignment on it. Well, I only did this one in order to help you with your visualization.
Yes, sir.
So next time when you come, make sure you prepare your statement within 4 minutes. You finish it on data quality initiative you carry out. This time around, follow rules. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How it should be, okay? You say thank you for the question. As you know my name already. In my previous role, as a data governance manager, I led a data, governance initiative focused on data quality program and on a system, on a CRM system. So on your arrival and getting access to the system, you carry out a thorough data analysis, which you call advanced assessment, and discover a lot of inconsistency, duplication, or whatever, redundancy, data redundancy. You can bring a lot of things in there, whatever you want to bring in, and also understood the root causes of those data inconsistencies and whatever. So what do? You work across functional. You work with cross-functional team, departmental team, and to establish data quality policy standards. Always make sure policies, standard, and principle, and implement data validation, task, to check at various stages of entry and processing of data. Okay, and then as a result, errors were reduced by 30%, as you guess, maybe depends on what you're gonna say, and within 6 months or 3 months or whatever, and that improve customer insight into reality as regard our, and more accurate reporting for what? Strategic what? Business decision making. Okay. Don't forget, as I said earlier, don't forget
strategic business decision making.
Don't forget this. Data security and privacy, always put it there. Okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Data security.
Is that okay, Olu?
Yes.
Okay, good. So on this note, I'm going to say, we don't have any question today.
So are we going to continue from the creating the roadmap next week?
Do you want that?
No, because I've not fully understood the roadmap, especially when it comes to drafting the graph and identifying the gaps
No,
and
that is not even right now. I only
okay.
try to tell you that will happen, but you need to understand the
We need to back to where we were.
Yes,
Data
so
initiative.
we have to be in that position first. Automatically, when you get it, you will not be able to. When you get it, the roadmap visualization won't be any problem at all. And I'm definitely going to teach you people how to do the roadmap. Okay?
Yes,
Okay.
All right. What I will do, I will send the literature to you people tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you don't receive it tomorrow, make sure you send me a message.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
You know how many weeks we done?
This is our 3rd week, sir.
3rd week. Okay. How many weeks remaining?
3. Supposed to be 3.
So next week is Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Christmas week.
All right. So I will let you know about tomorrow. I will send the literature across to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And if you want to ask me questions anytime, just WhatsApp it to me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Olu, I will send a link to you. Olu and Rumi, I will send a link to both of you quickly to start your BI. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I will tell you what to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Once you receive the link, make sure you phone me.
Okay, sir.
All right, sir.
Okay, now. Any other question from anybody here?
No, I'm rushing home to go sleep.
Sir, after the Power BI, are we still going to do an SQL?
Yeah, if you want us to do SQL, we can do SQL. We'll also, Power BI will do that first.
Okay.
In most cases, people, they demand for Power BI a lot. SQL is
Okay.
when you know Power BI, you can just do SQL, MySQL. Download SQL, MySQL as well.
MySQL.
Yeah, download it as a software. Or if the first thing you download Power BI. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right. So people should remember me in not Paradise or Ayrton,
Yes, sir.
where I'm coming from now.
I know, sir.
All right. I'll see you later, okay?
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. Merry Christmas.
I mean, same to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone.
All right, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye.
Yes, everybody.
Okay.
And have a good day.
Oh,
And you too.
and
Pastor
you,
Migo.
and do well done. And you
All right.
too.